Hello, welcome or welcome back to the channel. What actually happens after you're done registering online? You have received an offer from the university, you accept the offer, and then you proceed to register online, obviously using the curriculum to check if you're registering for the right things. After you're done with that, you have to make your way to the campus to make your student card, preferably with the words just go to main campus. And no, on education campus they do it, but the queues on main campus, they're faster. You don't even queue because they are using one of their biggest halls, so it's just quick, and you have access to a lot of resources when you're on main campus as compared to education campus. Just the logistics of moving from education campus to main campus can be exhausting during that period. You have access to a printer at home. Print out your proof of registration, because when you get to the gate, you come in with your mommy, your friend, your cousin, somebody, they're going to ask for identification and the proof of registration. And with the electricity crisis that we have in this country, you might not be able to produce the registration letter because your phone might be off, all those things. You don't want to find yourself in that position. They're going to want, I think, everybody's IDs when you enter the campus, because they kind of like control the people who are on campus with that. You take your ID with you, you take anything that can kind of like identify that this is what I'm here to do today. Go to the entrance, you say, I'm here to get a student card, and then you and the person who is accompanying you, they'll let you in, but they'll ask for your IDs first. You go in. If you kind of like get lost, which is quite rare because it's not that complicated, you will see arrows. I don't know if they'll put them next year. You'll see arrows, and there'll also be assistants on campus. So the campus assistants will help you to locate the hall in which they are giving out the student cards. You go there. Most of the time, if you're funded, obviously the student card is going to be free, but if you're self-funded, it's also going to be free because they're going to charge it to your student account, so you're going to pay for it later. So you go in, you do your student card, you do your fingerprints. Oh, another thing, once you're done with your student card, don't make the mistake of leaving without doing your fingerprints, because yes, the card works, but most of the time they're now using the biometric systems that actually require just your hand. So make sure that everything is in order. Like if you have to make a checklist, like ding, okay, IDs, this, biometrics, you make sure you get those done. If you're offered residence on campus, you need to make your decision fast whether or not you are taking the campus residence offer or not, because you may forfeit it due to it lingering around for too long. Once you've made the choice whether you're going to stay on campus or off campus, if you're staying on campus, you can just go to, I think there'll be a Starrock Park. They usually go to Starrock Park, and then you get your things sorted out and you get your room key and date to move in. But if you decide to stay off campus, you have to now go into RAM and find a residence, or you'll find residence ambassadors on campus, and then you'll get to know more about that. I'd say research online. As you are able to watch this YouTube video, watch other videos about residences and just kind of see which company would work for you, because there are companies such as South Point, your Danwell, APEC, Campus Africa. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into, because with on-campus residences, especially if you're using a state-funded bursary, you cannot afford to stay on campus with a state-funded bursary most of the time. I don't know with other like major state-funded bursaries, but your SETA bursaries, NSFAS, I don't even think Funza students can afford to stay on campus, right? So once you have kind of like worked your way through that, go off campus and see what you can afford there. Don't go to like fancy places. Like the South Point has this building, I think it is very popular, 56. Yes, if you're a bursary student, and especially a private bursary student, great, perfect. But if you are like a student who has a cap, you are now going to have this debt lingering over your head that you're going to carry until the last day, until you graduate. And worst case scenario, you are not able to graduate because of that debt. Once you have secured your off-campus accommodation, don't make a fuss of going home to decide and then coming back. Just sign your lease, get your key, and go home. Then you know when you come back, whoever that you're coming back with, you just carry your stuff, you put them at rest, and then you're fine. Because the admin of going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you find that when you come back, the room that you initially wanted is not there, because the students that are in Braamfontein during that time are a lot. Hundreds of Wits students are there, and it is not only catering to Wits students. There's UJ students who live in Braamfontein, there's AFDA students, Rosebank College, Damelin, you name it, like there's a lot of students in Braamfontein. So just, if you find something you like, just take it and go home. Now that you're settled, all your documents are in order, make sure that when you're going back to raise, you don't leave your student card at home, you don't leave your ID at home. And another thing with your student card is, if you lose it, even if you're bursary funded, if you lose it, you now have to pay for it. You are the one who has to pay for it now. So you need to guard it with everything you have in you, because to print, you use a student card. To access the libraries, use the student card. To access laboratories, use the student card. I think almost everything that you have to do, if you're getting things done and you're not just sitting in your room, you have to do. To even receive food parcels, you use your student card. To go for the feeding scheme in the university, you use your student card. So that is something you need to guard. And another thing is that Braamfontein is very busy. I think any town that has students, it is very busy. There's a lot of danger lingering. I know it's not, the best thing to say, but there's a lot of danger lingering. Try to always be aware of your surroundings, especially if you're not there with an adult, just you and your chummy. Always be aware of your surroundings. At any given time, anything bad could occur, and you want to ensure that you are as safe as possible. If you feel like somebody's following you, go back into the campus and say, I need campus assistance. Can somebody accompany me to go catch a taxi, or do this? How do I, from here, how do I go and catch a taxi? How do I catch a bus to so and so? How do I do this? Ask for help from the relevant people inside of the university. Don't wait until you're outside. And that is all that I have for you today, and until next time, bye bye.